Assalamualaikum and greetings to everyone. I am Nurul Ainazifa binti Zunaidi from 3PISMP TESL2 and together with my other classmates,
My name is Atira Nabiha binti Yusrizam.
I am Intani Shafika binti Makmal Kadapi.
And I am Siti Nur Nadira binti Rosli.
will be presenting to you about our productions regarding the new pedagogies for deep learning, also called as NPDL. Before getting deeper into the explanation, I would like to dissolve what NPDL means. So this program is about how the new pedagogies, which includes the technology in this 21st century, to be considered in developing materials in the education system. So basically, it means that teachers will play a big role not only as educators but also as developers or designers. There are 5 courses that involve in realizing the NPDL program, where 2 of them are the core courses. The courses are EDUP 3043 for Behavior and Classroom Management and EDUP 3053 for Technology for Teaching and Learning. All of the information that we got from these 2 courses will then be linked with our major courses, TSLB 3063 for teaching of listening and speaking skills in the primary ESL classroom, TSLB 3073 for teaching of reading and writing skills in the primary ESL classroom, and the last one is TSLB 3243 for children and literacy. So for all of these 5 courses, we use the same big idea, which is to use the ubiquitous technology to improve and enhance the students' literacy and skills, such as listening, speaking, reading, and writing, in order to create a therapeutic environment. So, how all of the 5 courses use the big idea to relate with the main idea of the NPDL. So the first one is the use of applications that have interactive elements. For example, the quizzes, which is to enhance the students' interest, understanding, and memory. And also, we use art steps as an online gallery walk to display lesson materials either in photos, videos, and more.
Okay, now I will explain about the interdisciplinary learning, which is this interdisciplinary learning is a knowledge combination between different subjects. Okay, for example, there are the teachers can create a relation between technology in teaching with the lesson plan to produce a therapeutic home-based learning using the ubiquitous technology. Okay, this interdisciplinary learning also function to explore an issue, solve a problem, or complete a final project. Next. Okay, there are a few examples of interdisciplinary learning that we have used for our subjects. Okay, for the first one is the usage of digital materials such as an audiobook that help in increase the pupils' pupils' listening skill that we have learned in the subject NUP 3053 and TSLB 3063. Apart from that, the teaching method that have been used by the teachers to keep the pupils actively behave during the lesson plan and during the lesson based on school-based experience in the subject EDUP 3043 and TSLB 3063. Next one is we also use digital books, which is for the early literacy skill, such as print awareness has been exposed in the subject EDUP 3053 and TSLB 3243. And the last one is the website building with the interactive online assessment that can help the people, such as we have used Wix for our website in the subject EDUP 3053 and TSLB 3063. And there are also connection between different subjects. For example, we have used a few platforms such as Kahoot, Quizwizard, Nearpod, and Mentimeter to create a more enjoyable learning environment for the pupils. Next.
So when completing the task to achieve the NPDL objectives, there are a few things that become our aspiration to complete them. So the first one is to become a critical thinker. When thinking about our future to become a future teacher, So it is important for us to be a critical thinker. For example, like when completing the task, we are needed to think deeper about how to apply the knowledge that we learn or that we gain to complete the task or to answer the questions given. So it leads us to become a critical thinker. The next aspiration is to learn new skills. When completing the task, we gain a few new skills. For example, like in the TSLB 3073 and 3063, we were needed to create a lesson plan which will be needed to be used as a teacher later in the future. So with these new skills that we learn, we will be able to create a complete or a better thing when we become a teacher. So this aspiration relates to the last one, which is to be able to apply the knowledge learned as a teacher.
Okay, now let's move on to the project management and ownership in theory and practice. So this project management and ownership is actually all you need is you have to be on time, which is of course you have to within the budget happens, and the application of knowledge, quality skills, tools, and techniques are required also. And at the same time, this project also to meet the needs of the project. Okay, the next one is for the benefit. Benefit for the project management and ownership. It is you can communicate your ideas more clearly and people will take you at your word, which is when you know how exactly how each process you have created runs, you for sure can build an outline of how each piece in your assignment is supposed to run and how it works, which is you have to know your values, which is you need to create a culture based on strong values, leadership, and responsibility, and then trust yourself and your group members to show it daily. And the last one is what to look out and to avoid. You have to make sure to share the wins and the losses. Because as you take ownership of your work, the rest of your team members should feel that same sense of ownership and duty. From here, it requires a trust that everybody is working toward a similar goal and shares responsibility when something goes wrong.
So move on to the next slide. It is about the challenges faced by us when completing the task for all the 5 courses. So the first one is regarding the adaptability. We were having problem to not be able to focus on the online platform at once, as we are also not suit or not comfortable with the new pedagogy to use online learning classes. So it hard for us to focus completely 100% on the lesson. So it become hard for us to adapt with the new changes. The next one is regarding the technical issues. As we are living away from each other at our own home, it not all of us has good internet connection, where a few of us are living in rural area with poor internet connection. So this is some of the technical issues. Also, a few of us that have limited usage of data. So when joining the online learning courses, so it will use too much data usage. So it is one of our technical issues regarding the program. The last one is regarding the digital knowledge. As I mentioned before, we are not quite comfortable yet with the new pedagogies, so we could not operate the digital tools to carry out the task completely, 100% achieving the objective of the courses. So it is some of the challenges that we face during completing the task.
Okay, move on to the opportunities for improvement because we have facing a few challenges. Okay, so the first one is choose tools that are mobile friendly that can be used offline. As we know, during online classes, technical obstacles are something we all familiar with, and sometimes they come unexpectedly. For example, we have to face the internet connections due to various reasons such as weather or maybe our laptop are hanging or jam. Therefore, use any other high quality apps that doesn't require Wi-Fi or data, or app that doesn't consume lot of data, as some students might only have a phone for the time being. For example, the teacher can use WhatsApp platform instead of using the Google Meet that take a lot of data. The next one is the to double down on project-based learning. Student-driven, inquiry-based projects help us as students feel more invested in our learning, which can counter the feeling of disconnection we might be experiencing right now during online learning, where sometimes we feel lost and alone, and even sometimes learning alone make us think that we are the only person who are struggling, whereas our classmates look like they are really understand and adapt with online learning. So the collaborative projects provide an opportunity for students of all abilities and learning styles to work toward a common goal, plus using project-based learning to give students who need extra enrichment a chance to go above and beyond, or for students who are struggling to complete their assignments, an alternative way to demonstrate learning. And the last one is to keep on exploring the technology, such as we can use a few platforms that can save up more data, such as WhatsApp or maybe Telegram, instead of using Google Classroom or Zoom. Next.
Okay, so move on to the view on the objectives of the courses. So there are a few objectives in the courses, and all of the objectives in the courses have been achieved with the reference of EDUPs as the root to our core subjects. So the first one of our core subjects is EDUP 3053. The objective is to produce effective media for teaching and learning. So how our three major courses are able to achieve this objective is, the first one is regarding the TSLB 3063, where we were needed to design materials, including remedial and enrichment activity for teaching, speaking, and listening skills in the primary ESL classroom. For the TSLB 3073, also same with the TSLB 3063, but there is difference regarding the skills, where we were needed to design materials including remedial and enrichment activity for teaching reading and writing skills in the primary ESL classroom. So this is the difference. The last one is CSLB 3243, where we were needed to create age appropriate activities with selected digital materials on print awareness to teach literacy skills. So these are how the major courses are able to achieve the objective of EDUP 3053. The next one that we'll be looking at is regarding the EDUP 3043, where the objective is to discuss critically the teacher's roles in managing a conducive learning environment and developing a positive relationship in the mainstream and inclusive classroom. So regarding the TSLB 3063, we were needed to present a teaching of speaking and listening lesson in groups, and quite similar with this one. For TSLB 3073, we were needed to present a teaching of a reading and writing lesson in groups. The last one, the TSLB 3243 course, we were needed to evaluate the roles of teachers and family in developing literacy. So these are how the major subjects are able to complete or to achieve the objective of EDUP 3043. Next.
Okay, move on to the other aspects, which is the learning partner. Okay, what is actually the learning partner is? The learning partner is to facilitate learning in symbiotic manner, whereby partners actively assist each other in attaining their learning and course goals. For example, our learning partner are the student-student relationship and also the student-teacher relationship. And also the learning partnerships application also have a few examples, which is the first one for the group work assignments, where we need to actively participate and collaborate together with our assigned group members in order to complete our task and produce a final product. This is actually for the student relationship. And the next one is for the student teacher relationship, is between the collaboration with chosen lecturers to obtain the validity of the information used in the production of the final product and approval of the final product in order to be submitted. I think that's all from us. Thank you.